Look into a mirror for a moment. Look closely at the color of your eyes. It is the first thing people notice about you. If they are blue, green, gray, or hazel, here is something strange to consider. Something most people never realize. Not long ago, nobody on Earth had eyes like yours. Not a single soul, anywhere. For almost all of human history, every single person had brown eyes, from the oldest ancestor to the newest child. Then, around 10,000 years ago, that changed. One baby was born with a tiny difference, and the first blue eyes in history opened. Every blue-eyed person alive today descends from that one single ancestor. This is how we went from one eye color to many, from a single shade to a whole rainbow. And the truth is stranger than you think. It begins with one tiny accident, a single mistake that changed how we look. First, picture the deep human past. For hundreds of thousands of years, brown was the only eye color there was. No blue, no green, no gray at all. Just shades of brown everywhere you looked. Every ancestor you have ever had looked out at the world with brown eyes. Generation after generation, all the same. So where does that brown color come from? It comes from a pigment called melanin, the same pigment that colors skin and hair. It is the body's natural paint. The more melanin sits in your iris, the darker and browner your eyes appear. Less of it and the color grows lighter. Our early ancestors had plenty of it. Their eyes were rich and dark. Dark eyes for a bright, sunny world, built for the strong light of early lands. Dark eyes that handled the glare with ease. And brown is still winning today. About 4 out of 5 people on Earth still have brown eyes right now. Billions upon billions of them. It is by far the most common color. No other shade even comes close. Brown eyes are the original human eyes. The color we all began with. The default setting we all started with. Written into our very first ancestors. For ages, nothing else existed. Brown ruled the whole human world. It was simply how every person looked. Then nature tried something new, and quietly broke the pattern, changing one human forever. Somewhere near the Black Sea, around 6 to 10,000 years ago, a single baby was born, an ordinary child in an ordinary world, surrounded entirely by brown-eyed faces, and hidden in its DNA was a tiny typo, a small change in one little gene, too tiny to see but powerful. Scientists call that gene HERC2. It sits right beside the color gene. This change acted like a switch on the body's paint supply, quietly choking off some of the color, but it did not turn melanin off completely. If it had, the baby would have no color at all, no pigment in the eyes, hair, or skin, a condition we call albinism. Instead, the switch just turned melanin down. It dialed back the brown in the iris, like turning down a dimmer on a light, and something brand new appeared, something no human had ever shown, a look the world had never witnessed before, with far less brown pigment to be seen. The eyes looked blue for the very first time, the world's first pair of blue eyes, bright and clear, against dark hair, opening in a Stone Age face. No one had ever seen them before. They must have looked almost magical. Strange new eyes in a sea of brown ones, a color that had never existed on a human. A first in all our long story, the dawn of a new human color. Now here is the truly wild part. Scientists wanted to test this idea. Could it really trace to one person? So they studied blue-eyed people today. From all across the modern world. They looked at people from Denmark, they looked at people from Turkey, and people from Jordan, far away. 3 very different populations. Thousands of miles apart, in different lands, with nothing obvious in common, and yet they found something stunning. Every one of them carried the same switch, the very same change, down to the letter, in the exact same spot in their DNA. That can mean only one thing. There was no other explanation. The pattern was simply too perfect. Blue eyes did not appear many times. They did not evolve over and over. They happened just once, in one person. A single spark, in a single child, and then they spread from there, carried outward, family by family. So every blue-eyed human on the planet shares that one Stone Age ancestor, a grandparent thousands of years removed. In a strange way, they are all distant cousins, bound together by a shared accident, all tracing back to the very same source, linked by a single ancient change. One tiny letter, copied again and again, one baby's tiny typo, is now alive in hundreds of millions of eyes. A quiet legacy hiding in plain sight, passed silently from eye to eye. But now for the part that may surprise you most. If you have blue eyes, look again. Because there is no blue inside them. Search as hard as you like. None at all. There is no blue pigment in any human eye. It simply does not exist in us. Not in a single human iris anywhere. So how can they possibly look blue? The secret is genuinely beautiful. The answer is a beautiful trick of light. Think about why the sky looks blue. Up there is no blue ceiling at all. The sky has no blue paint in it either. The air simply scatters sunlight, and the blue part of that light bounces back, painting the whole sky that color. Your blue eyes do the very same thing. With almost no pigment to hide it, the iris scatters the light that enters, bending it like a tiny prism. The blue wavelengths bounce back out, and your eyes appear a clear, cool blue, a color woven purely from light, created fresh each time the sun hits it. But the color is not really there. It is light, not pigment, a glow, not a paint. Your blue eyes are actually colorless, empty of any real blue at all, borrowing the same trick that paints the sky and the deep blue of the sea. Green and hazel eyes are a mix, a little melanin plus that scattered light, mixing brown pigment with blue glow. So most eye colors are partly an illusion, a clever dance of pigment and light, far stranger than the simple colors we imagine. Only brown is made of true, solid pigment, a real color you can truly hold. So a strange question remains. Why did blue eyes spread so far? From one child to so many millions. Blue eyes do not help you survive. They are not stronger or healthier than brown. They carry no hidden power. They do not see better in the dark. They are simply a different look. A new shade, nothing more. A neutral change, neither good nor bad. So how did one baby's quirk end up in so many faces? It is a real puzzle. Scientists are still debating the answer. Part of it may be pure luck. The right families at the right time. The first blue-eyed families had many children, and they passed the switch along, spreading it a little further each time. But there may be another reason too. The new color was rare and eye-catching. It stood out in any crowd, catching the eye and holding attention. People may have simply found it beautiful and chosen blue-eyed partners more often, quietly favoring the new color. Beauty, not survival, spreading a gene. And here is a detail that connects it all. The first blue eyes were not in pale faces. They appeared in people with dark skin. In ancient Britain lived a man we now call Cheddar Man, one of Britain's oldest known people. He lived about 10,000 years ago. Scientists read his ancient DNA and found something unexpected. He had dark brown skin and pale blue-green eyes, a striking, unexpected combination. Proof that our traits do not always travel together. Blue eyes came long before pale skin, a reminder that our features mix in surprising ways. So step back and see the whole picture. Eye color is one of our newest changes, far younger than our brains or hands. For almost all of our story, we were brown-eyed. Then a single switch flipped in one person, and the whole story shifted, opening the door to every shade we see today. And slowly, the world filled with color, one shade at a time over the ages. Blue, then green, then gray, and hazel, all from tiny tweaks to one pigment. Small changes, enormous variety. So the next time you look in the mirror, really look at your own eyes and see them in a brand new way. If they are not brown, think about this. You carry a 10,000-year-old typo, a switch passed down through countless ancestors, from one Stone Age baby all the way to you, an unbroken chain across time, every link a parent passing it onward. And if your eyes are brown, you carry the original human color, shared with most people alive today, and with nearly everyone who came before, and with every ancestor before that change. Either way, your eyes hold a story, a snapshot of human history written in light, captured in the smallest of details, one of the youngest changes our species has made. And not even the color you always believed, hidden in plain sight all along, right there in the mirror, every single day, all from a single tiny spark in the dark.